This is on the old Boboyan road, which pretty much goes from the south end of Namadgi through to Jindabyne at Lake Jindabyne, Namadgi National Park that is. I've just stopped for a break. It's a really, really nice spot in the shade. Unfortunately, to get shade, I have to get underneath a tree. So cross fingers, nothing falls out of it. It's been fire ravaged here, unfortunately. There isn't so much shade, but it's not a hot day either. And I'm really enjoying it, including the climby bits. Well, it's really nice weather now, and I just, about 20-30 minutes ago, raced a storm to find a really nice spot to camp for the night because I didn't know how long the storms were going to come in. Actually, 2 storms have just passed across, thunderstorms, and it's been a very slow afternoon. I've had to walk most of it. It's hard riding these fire trails with a fully loaded touring bike, especially for someone who's not so fit after Christmas. Anyway, I am about 8 kilometres from where I had hoped to stop tonight. I'm tossing up whether to pack the tent up, but most likely I'll settle in with a good book and read that this afternoon. And the birds sound amazing. And the storm has moved over pretty quickly. Can you hear that? Oh, losing my sight. It's muggy. Anyway, we'll see how things go. How do I choose a good campsite? Well, this one is a nice flat spot. One of the most important things to consider when you're in Australia that you're not underneath any tree limbs that might fall. So it's actually quite clear above the tent. Yeah, some eucalyptus trees are known as murder trees or widow makers. It's away from the fire trail. Oh, sorry for flipping around so fast then. It's away from the fire trail, so it's a closed track. But if service vehicles come through for any reason during the night, maybe there's a rescue somewhere along the track, then they're not going to run into me and I'm not going to be an obstruction. There are no animal tracks around, no ants' nests or big ugly spider holes underneath. I'm not camped on top of any vulnerable plant species, and there's good drainage. This one has the added bonus of having a nice spongy grass base underneath. It's been a great afternoon. After those storms came through, I decided to pack up because the inside of my tent was like a sauna. It was so hot because the sun came out, and I hopped back on the truck and continued on down. There was another storm building, so I continued. I didn't take any detours, and now I'm at this incredible little tiny chimney just in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing. So I've camped here tonight and I'm having a really, really, really yummy wrap. And this is the view tonight. Kangaroos and their joeys. Earlier this evening, a couple of males were having a fight. There's a creek down there. I cleaned some water earlier. Well, look at that sky. It's hard to believe that there were 5 massive storms this afternoon. I skirted around 2. Well, kind of caught on the edge of 2. Bunkered down for 2. And another one just kind of emptied itself out before it reached me. I thought I saw some dingo tracks earlier, but I was wrong. I later met the feral dog on the track. The bird life here is incredible. And I've had the company of hundreds of flies all day. Oh, I'm very lucky. As I reached the end of the old Boboyan road, I spotted this butterfly struggling inside a spider's web, and as I went over to pull it out, the spider was already there, beat me to it. But it was very interesting watching it spin its web around. It's the circle of life. This is Old Brayshaw Hut. It's on the Boboyan Road, the newish one. It's not a bad view from this hut, is it? It was built in 1903. Shall we have a look inside? It was used by the cattlemen and sheep farmers. It's moved on to the Monero. That's the there's some old brands on the timber. Pretty cozy. This hut is actually a 2-room hut. You can see little bits of newspaper left on the walls. These were used for insulation. Let's see if we can read any of them. Some of them have been protected, but not much. What does that one have to talk about? Yeah, it would have been a hard life. There was no road coming through here as such. There are more horse tracks than anything. But they certainly knew where to pick their places. And by the way, this is actually Ngarigo land. It's Aboriginal land. And it's still in Namadgi National Park. We're just about to cross the border into New South Wales. Beautiful day for riding. Nice and damp up here in the clouds. I'm joking. It's cold. Very cold. Going. Hey! Headwinds! I have no idea what the headwinds are doing. Except they're coming at me. I think it's around 20 to 25 kilometers an hour, gusting up to. Between the gusts, it's a little bit lighter. Do I have herbs in my teeth? I raided one of the little gardens in town with mint and parsley and yum-yums just to complement my lunch. Anyway, it's going to be a little bit chilly today. Might have to put the jacket on. I don't think it'll be cold enough for my shoes though. But it's certainly making my nose run. This is the last little bit, Berrydale to Jindabyne, where I'll stop for a couple of weeks to house sit. I pushed my bike all the way up to Varney's Range, but over there in the distance, along the power line, over the other side of the lake, which you can't see from here, is Crackenback Ridge or Range. And And right up the end of there is Thredbo. I don't know, I can't see it from here. Can you see the valley that goes all the way? At some stage in the next couple of weeks I will ride up there to Thredbo and back down again. Oh, I can flip it around while I'm in different modes. Look at this. That's a new feature. Yeah, when I was a kid I lived up at a place called Sawpit Creek, which is inside the national park towards Perisher Valley. And every school day Mum and Dad would have to take us down to the bus. Bus would take us into Cooma, go to school, come back. God, it was a drag. We never did our homework on the bus. Even though we had like an hour and 15 minutes to do it. But, oh God, it's difficult climbing up a hill and talking at the same time. Pushing with one hand. Oh. Bunny's Range, that's that behind me, was the highest point of the road between Jindabyne and Cooma. And in winter, if there was snow down that low, we'd all get called out of school, put on the bus early and sent home. It's great. Or we just have a snow day if the bus decided it was too dangerous to go in the morning anyway. There are the perks of living so far from school.